Ito, Colonel, ha? Ito, ha? I warn you now. Again, ikaw, inawan din kita kasi pag pinalikan ko mamaya, now, I will ask you, Mr. Chairman, ganito na lang. Why didn't you admit during the previous hearing? If you're not part of the group which planned and make the narrative post-operation, why did you not admit that indeed that car, that Camry, red Camry was used and it is impounded in your station?
Di nila nasusupervise ng tama yung tao nila. Ang laging nasa isip, accomplishment, papogi, pasikat. Paano ngayon yan? Ang masakit nito, Mr. Chair, yung namatay ay 7 anak. Ano na magiging buhay ng anak niya? Ito ang sinasabi ng taong bayan. Pag nakakita ka ng pulis ngayon, natatakot ka.
Kasi kahit anong cover up nyo, lalabas at lalabas pa rin ang katotohanan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning po sa lahat. Mr. Chair, before my declaration, gusto ko lang sabihin, Mr. Chair, na napakaganda po nitong House Resolution ni Honorable Chairman Acop. Kasi po, katulad ng mga naunang resolutions niya, parang kung hindi niya pinansin, hopeless na eh. Alam po natin na sa mahihirap na tao, pagkaso-kaso na, talagang amenably, mas magagaling ang pulis. Kaya talagang napakaganda po nitong mga House Resolutions ni Honorable Chairman Acop. Katulad po nito, very clear. At nagbago po sila ng kanilang zone statement. Wala talagang bypass operation. Ang alleged suspect, wala talagang baril. At hindi talaga siya pumutok. And most probably, Mr. Chair, kaya pala namatay siguro ito, siguro kasi wala naman ako sa posisyon. Sabihin kung totoo yung aking assessment. Loss of blood, kasi mali yung trabaho ng pulis natin. Gusto nilang sa papel ay itama, masyadong na-delay. So, just like nabanggit po ni Honorable Congressman Barber, dapat mapanagot yung dapat managot. And ang maganda nito, Mr. Chair, magiging aral ito sa lahat ng mga pulis. Kahit ang intention natin ay maganda at sinasabing yung suspect, allegedly, nagtutulak, hindi pa rin pwedeng i-shortcut. Katulad yan, may mga naimbestiga na dito, mga na-dismiss, nakulong. Paano ngayon yan? Ang maganda lang po dito, Mr. Chair, magiging aral ito sa iba nating mga kapulisan na patuloy pa rin gumagawa ng masama at hindi alunsunod sa batas. And ako po, kumpiyansa, Mr. Chair, resulta ito ng matagal ng practice na kailangan may accomplishment, pinipilit. So, hindi ko naman po sinasabi o pinagtatanggol itong mabababa nating personnel. May kasalanan din dito yung mga senior officers. Hindi nila nasusupervise ng tama yung tao nila. Ang laging nasa isip, accomplishment, papogi, pasikat. Paano ngayon yan? Ang masakit nito, Mr. Chair, yung namatay ay 7 anak. Ano na magiging buhay ng anak niya? So talagang, Mr. Chair, I agree with Honorable Congressman Barbers. dapat mapanagot ang mga dapat managot na police personnel. And in fairness to those PNCOs concerned, dapat ma-extend yung accountability sa mga officers. Hindi pwedeng isacrifice natin yung PNCO lamang. Unfair yan at matagal ng practice yan. Kagalingan ng pagpapalusot. So, again, Mr. Chair, mamaya ko na lang po ipagpatuloy yung interpretation ko. Again, on behalf of kababayan nating mahihirap, katulad ko po, galing sa mahirap na pamilya at bata pa ako, nasaksihan ko na yung pang-aabuso ng ibang kapulisan. Maraming salamat po, Honorable Chairman, Congressman Acop. Kung hindi dahil sa iyo, and of course, sa ating Chairman, Honorable Congressman Dan Fernandez, Chairman, and other members ng committee, sa ngalan po ng ating mga babayang mahihirap, maraming salamat po sa inyo. At least, ganitong pamamaraan ay nabibigyan po ng hustisya ang mga katulad nila na nabibiktima ng matagal ng maling gawain ng iba nating mga kasama sa kapulisan. At ang resulta po nito, naniniwala ako, doon sa mga kapatid natin sa PNP, si Honorable Chairman ako at pang mga retired police personnel and other members, and of course, the chairman of this committee, hindi namin ginagawa ito para pitpitin o pahirapan yung PNP. We love PNP. Kasi kung ma-address natin itong mga ganito, masasawata, masusupil ang malpractice ng ibang personnel, pasikat, gusto, marami accomplishment, gusto, pabida. Pag na-address na yan, later on, mawawala na yan, gaganda na ang PNP, gaganda na ang tiwala, tatas at tiwala ng taong bayan. Bottom line, maganda para sa lahat. Magiging maganda ang imahe ng PNP, hindi na matatakot ang taong bayan, at magiging maganda ang relasyon ng PNP and community. Kung babalikan po ninyo yung PNP mission, masyadong taliwas yung inyong ginagawa. Mayroon pang ibang house, kung di ako nagkakamali, may house resolution pang iba si General Acop na katulad ng mga nangyari doon sa Los Baños, Mr. Chair. Palamba, police ang involved. Imagine, ang nag-abduct, ang nag-kidnap, police personnel. So, napakaganda nitong ganitong nangyayari, Mr. Chair. Para, kasi, natatakot ng taong bayan sa pulis nung bata pa po ako, Mr. Chair, banggitin ko lang, pag may nakitang pulis, high moral ka feeling safe. Totoo ang sinasabi ng taong bayan, pag nakakita ka ng pulis ngayon, natatakot ka. Baliktad. So, brothers and sisters from the PNP, baguhin natin ito. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much. Before we recognize Congressman Paduano, this one. So, may tatanong lang ako sa topic siguro. Owen, ID Owen, tungkol sa, kasi kanina meron akong nabanggit para bago tayo bumalik sa issue tungkol din sa mga members ng PNP na na-assign doon sa mga area na kung saan doon sila galing. Kasi gaano katagal na ba yung policy niya?
Well, sir, Mr. Chair, yung policy po natin is of course, matagal na po na kung sino naka-assign as members of the police station. Ang napapalitan naman po madalas ay mga officers. So they come and go yung official po. Ang mga advantages po, marami po talaga na maganda rin yung nagkaroon po sila. Mas nakikilala nila yung community. And of course, yung pagkagaroon sila, takot silang gumawa ng kalukuhan kasi mapabalita yung pangalan nila, pagbilan nila, na ganito yung police nila. Ang disadvantage nga po ay, of course, hindi po natin maialis kamag-anak or sa politika and other members ng community na nakikiusap, baka humapakiusapan ang ilang kapulisan. Ang isa naman pong disadvantage, ito po ilan sa obserbasyon po namin, ay depende rin po sa mga opisyal. Tama po yung naging obserbasyon po ng ating mga honorable congressmen. Nasa namumuno po talaga yung accountability of our chief of police, provincial directors, and other supervisors. At dito po makikita kung paano nila minamanage yung kanilang personnel. There can only be one leader in a station. So doon po makikita yung kung gaano sila ka-accountable, competent to manage their personnel. In fact, hindi po pwede na sabihin, hindi ko alam na ito yung ginawa ng mga tao po. You should be held accountable to explain bakit kaya nangyari to, whether off duty or on duty. So sir, when it comes to policy, sir, nagbabago naman po yan. Sometimes there is a discretion on the part of the officers concerned on how to distribute this personnel to have an effective police service.
Pero gaano katagal na RT yung polisiya niyan ng PNP? Siguro, tanongin din natin ng PNP. Nandiyan ba yung PNP na? Sino nga yung official ng PNP right now? Kasi si RT, he said excuse muna kasi the president will be going to Tanawan. So, must be there. So, PD, malinaw. So, gaano katagal na yung polisiya na yan?
The last policy that, as far as I can be concerned, was during the time of Escola, where it was pronounced during his term, nababalik yung mga police sa kanya-kanyang bayan. So that was the last, sir, na members of PNP.
Pascolan.
Pascolan, sir, yes.
Pascolan.
In the NCR experience, there were police coming from Region 1, nag-excess po yung recruitment doon, quota. So they were accommodated into sa quota na NCR and PNP staff. And during that time, sir, when the announcement was given by Jeff Pascolan, tinayaan ang karoon ng exodus going to the respective provinces.
So, basically lahat ba, for example, yung Katuwad San Juan. So, lahat ng mga taga San Juan, kung kaya i-accommodate doon, andun sila sa San Juan. Ganun ba ang nagiging palasiya ngayon ng PNP? Or it may be like sa province, wag sa San Juan, galing sila sa lugar ng San Batangas. I really don't know yet, no? But I think, yeah, I think this thing happened. Yes. Siguro it needs some review.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congressman Akop, I think you need to speak. Go ahead, Congressman Akop.
Chairman, thank you. Every time a new chief NP gets that position, binabago yung nung una, yung mga police at the officers can be assigned anywhere. That is the general rule. Diba? General rule, you can be assigned anywhere. Kailangan, dumarating yung panahon na nagkakaroon ng problema ng ating mga kapulisan na kailangan nilang gawin mag-gastos. For example, if you're assigned to Kasilan, you're from Metro Manila or from the province of Laguna, makakauwi ka maximum if you are pag pulis ka, may RAP. Yung NCO ka, may RAP. So yung mga leaders ng kapulisan, taking this into consideration, came up with policies na kung pwede yung especially the NCO, PNCOs, dapat dun sa probinsya nila ma-assign. Yun ang dahilan kung bakit binago natin yung general rule na ang isang pulis ay pwedeng ma-assign sa iba't ibang lugar ng ating bansa. Now, for the officers, dahil sa kakulangan ng mga pwesto, sa dami ng opisyal, kasi ang general rule is that an officer is supposed to occupy different ladders of authority habang pataas siya. Dapat ma-assign siya sa iba-ibang dito ng authority para he will gain knowledge and wisdom doon sa kanyang position. And as he goes up, talagang makikita mo, kami na na-assign sa iba't ibang lugar ng ating bansa, we've learned na iba-ibang kultura ng bawat lugar. For those who have not been assigned in other areas of the country, hindi mo alam yung kultura dun sa lugar na yun. So matututo yung isang opisyal na makibagay sa kultura ng bawat lugar ng ating bansa. That was the rationale na dapat masay sa iba't ibang lugar ng ating bansa. Unfortunately, yun lang, the cost of travel, kasi kailangan naman ng mga pulis na bumisita sa kanilang pamilya. So, in order to eliminate yung malaking expenses, nag-decide yung ating mga authorities na dapat sa probinsya nila kung saan sila nakatira, doon sila makasign. I think that was the rationale to share kung bakit binago yung general rule na ang police ay ma-assign dapat sa lahat ng lugar ng ating bansa. Maraming salamat.
And I think,
Mr. Chair.
General Amo, justified naman yung reason on why kailangan doon sila sa area nila. But unfortunately, may mga incident like this that lead to calibrate yung policy na yun in order to make it more stronger yung polisiya ng ating. And I think tama din kasi nga gastos, and it was also yung social skills ng relationship between the police and the asawa, di ba? Kasi kung masyadong matagal yung pag-iwalay niya, di ba? Because infidelity as well, magkakaroon ng dalawang. So, maraming ganun mga sitwasyon, and by doing that policy, somehow ay nakokorek natin yung problem na yun. But yung mga ganitong problem that also needs attention must be corrected as well. Sige, Congressman, proceed.
The communication of Congressman Busita is related to the issue of money. As of now, I yield to my time.
Yes,
Okay,
salamat.
because this is the time of Congressman Paduano, if the good Congressman will,
Mr. Chair, related po doon sa nabanggit ni Honorable Chairman Akop.
sige, go ahead. I'm giving you
Yes.
30 seconds. Then, couple of
Mr. Chair,
minutes.
akala ko kaibigan kita. Mr. Chair, nabanggit lang po ni Provincial Director Colonel Maria Martinaw yung quota. Actually, Mr. Chair, napansin ko po yan nung nasa service pa tayo. Ang PNP nagbibigay po ng quota by region. Usapang totoo, pag ang regional director ay kung anong probinsya siya or may mga staff officer siya taga ibang probinsya, yung quota para sa Region 4, for example, na napapasukan po ng mga ibang applicants from different regions. Pumapasok po dyan yung bata-bata system. Kaya po ang nangyayari, yung taga Region 4, for example, hindi na-accommodate at ang mga na-accommodate galing sa iba't ibang regions. So meaning, doon pa lamang po sa processing ng recruitment sa PNP, nag-uumpisa na agad yung problema. Samantalang kung ma-implement strictly, kung Region 4 ang quota, 500, Region 2, Region 3, dapat strictly mga taga roon lamang po ang pina-hire or nire-recruit na police. Kasi hindi po pwede yung sasabing kulang kaya kumuha doon sa ibang regions. Hindi po totoo. Kasi ang liit lang ng quota, ang dami naman professionals, ang daming qualified applicants. Kaya ano po yan sabi nga nung iba, chain reaction yan Kung, siyempre, kung hindi ka taga Region 4, malakas ang loob mong umabuso. Samantalang kung taga ron ka, maingat ka. Iniingatan mo yung pamilya mo, iniingatan mo yung pangalan ng pamilya mo, siyempre. So, Mr. Chair, nabanggit ko lamang po yan, dapat ma-implement strictly yung polisiya na kung binigay ang quota sa Region 1, sa Region 2, strictly, ang applicants, taga doon lamang. Fair naman po yun eh. Wala akong nakikitang mali doon. So, yun naman po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you so much, Congressman President. Okay, so we will be proceeding with the prediction of Congressman Paduano. You are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I have just read the supplemental affidavit or the corrected affidavit of PMSD 1 Makaray, in which 1 Makaray, PMSD 1 Makaray is the team leader of the said unit that was involved in regards to the shooting of the restaurant. Now, I have not read all the affidavit by the personal involved, no? Except for Karanda. Because Karanda, when we have an executive session, malinaw po na Karandang was not part of the operation, but his name appears on the report. That, whatever is the purpose is, yun na atang kalakaran sa yun kasi kahit hindi ka nasali doon sa operation, for promotion purposes, nakarga yung mga pangalan doon ng susunod. Ito ngayon sumabi. Now, of course, he explained his corrected affidavit, supplemental affidavit, that he was not part of such operation. Now, Mr. Chairman, looking at the affidavit of Ms. PMSG 1 Makaraig as the head, team leader of the team. And I think almost all, no? Kasi binasa ko lang yung first and second paragraph of all the affidavit except yung kay Makaraig. Lahat po, medyo pare-pareho pa rin ng tono, but bago na, and I hope this corrected affidavit is true and correct. That's what really happened during that day, no? When Charisma was shot. Now, ang wala po dito, Mr. Chairman, in the affidavit, kasi dapat nakalagay dito yung question. Ito kasi yung question of how it happened, no? Yung actual operation. But the planning, yung sabi kanina ni Chairman Barbers, who are those involved? Outside of the 6, hindi nga 7. Kasi Makarandang is not involved directly. It's not part of the plan, it's not part of the operation. His name was just listed. The post-operation report. Now, ang question dito, Mr. Chairman, to get to the bottom of this, all of this, we should check what was involved during the planning and where those involved in the narrative that was made on the first affidavit of all those persons involved. Yun po ang wala dito. Before I proceed with that, Mr. Chairman, tatanong ko mamaya si Makaraig na lang. Are you sure that you have, baka ito Perez, you are the one that approached the victim. And in your affidavit, I read, you recovered 2 sachets of shabu. Shabu. Tama po.
Yes, sir.
That is 4 grams. Yung dalawang sachet ba? 4 grams yun?
Ano yan?
Sigurado ka? Eh baka mamaya may lalabas na naman na walang siya pong nakuha. Tapos 4 grams Not 1 sachet.
Sachet, sir, more than 4 grams.
Yun lang po, sinecheck lang, Chairman, kasi mamaya, baka mamaya, biglang lumitaw, sininirin ka na naman. Problema mo na naman yun. Diba? Now, yung post-operation report, kaya nga yung narrative nung nakaraan is false. Diba? Inadmit na dito sa mga corrected affidavit. Ang question, Sinong gumawa ng narrative na yun? Is it Perez alone? Is it Makaraig as team leader? Or somebody else? They is the director of such narrative. Oh, Perez. Sino bang gumawa nun? Yung narrative na yun, kayo lang ba? Sigurado ka? Eh baka, yung sinasabi ko, baka may... Kasi, kahit anong cover up nyo, lalabas at lalabas pa rin ang katotohanan. Mamaya, tatanong ko yan. Kaya nga ngayon pa lang, Makaraig and Perez, you're the most senior officer in that group. Baka mamaya nag-executive session ako ulit, may sasabihin na naman. I will ask the chair for an executive session. Kasi kailangan yun. Kasi hindi natapos ang report nyo. Question of the narrative. Pare-pareho kayo eh. Oh, where's the director of that narrative? Makaraig. Where's Makaraig? Makaraig. Who's the director ng narrative nyo? Sigurado ka? Sigurado ka? Eh mamaya pagka sinungaling ka, lima ko pa rin. Pagkakulit mo na namin dito. Kasi babalikan ko mamaya yung tanong sa pinagsimulan. Oh, eto. Diyan ito ng isang clue. Nandiyan mga pinapit mo. Hawak mo ba? Oh, number 13. Basahin mo. Ito, ang problema sa inyo, eh, may gusto ko yung salba. Mamaya si Patrolman, Patrolman, Carpio. Ay, baka mamaya si Patrolman Carpio na naman yung ano. Nagsasalita ng totoo. Simula ni Carpio, then lahat kayo, papasok dun sa room. Oh, Makaraig. Oh, anong laman ng affidavit number 13 mo? Paragraph 13. Yung last sentence. Oh, sabi mo dito ha, ito, I called PSSG Perez and the Alpha to ride the car and we will go back to the station to report what happened to Police Lieutenant Colonel Bintag, our Police Chief of San Juan, Batangas. O, anong oras nangyari ito? Sa pag-report nyo? Anong oras nga? Ano yung after? Did you report personally to him? O tumawag ka lang? O nakita kayo doon? On the an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours after the operation? O then, siyang gumawa ng recommendation sa province. Siyang gumawa ng recommendation sa province, di ba? O, yun ang sabi ko. Chairman, kasi dito, sa narrative dito, ang gagawa talaga ng recommendation dun sa case is the city director, the chief of police. O, nandito ba yung chief of police? Ikaw ba gumawa ng ano? Ng report to the province? Kasi, ang question kasi, kung anong sinabi nila, ayun, yun, hook, line, and sinker. Diba? Yun ang ginawa mo. You never made an investigation. May namatay na eh. May naputukan. Ito, Colonel ha. Ito ha. I warn you now. Again, ikaw. Pinawarn din kita kasi pag pinalikan ko mamaya, oh now, I will ask you, Mr. Chairman, ganito na lang. Why didn't you admit during the previous hearing? If you're not part of the group which planned and make the narrative post-operation, why did you not admit that indeed that car, that Camry, red Camry was used and it is impounded in your station?
That the car was there was
Whatever, you're the chief of police at that station. Eh, may kaano nga dito eh, di ba? May spot report din with regards to that. Di ba nagpadala kayo dito? Oh, the police station, commander. Oh, ba't nung tinanong ka ng isang member namin daw, Sir Manako ba daw, si Chairman Dan? May video pa? You deny it. Oh, ngayon ang tanong. Oh, Pakaraig, ikaw chief of police ka. Pakaraig, using that car, did you ask permission from your chief of police? Kung humingi ka pa ng permiso, nagamitin yun. Hindi ka, ikaw ang team leader eh. Tinatanong kita. Kaya nagbabatuan na naman kayo. Tinatanong kita diretso, ikaw ang team leader. Did you ask permission from your chief of police to use that car? Kung hindi ka makasagot, Herman, wala rito ka. Wala rito kapidabit ito. I will recommend personally to the committee na doon sa committee report. Ba't hindi ka makasagot diretso? You cannot answer because you want to hide something. Oo, makarig. Ano to? Akala ko, ayos na tayo. Did you ask permission? Again, this will be my last question. Did you ask permission? The chief of police to use the car? Please answer.
Yes or no?
Oh. Yes? Perez. Or do you know that Pakaraig asked permission to use that car for the chief of police? Pero alam mo na impounded yun. Alam mo na impounded yun. Okay. What's the driver of that car? Red? Di Chavez ba? Oh. Paano mo nakuha yung sasakyan? Who orders you to use the car as your backup? Sino po? And then, tanong ko, sino nagbigay sa'yo ng order to use the car? Sino nagbigay sa'yo ng paintulot na gamitin yung sasakyan na yan? Oh, wala. Wala nag-utos niyo? So, ginamit niyo lang? Si Macareg hindi never instructed you to use that car? O Macareg? So, may usapan din ng director nyo, chief of police nyo, na gamitin yung kulang sa sakyan, pero you never instructed ni Chavez? Okay, pag-lapit mo yung ano.
dati po ay kahit
Okay. So, sa mga biglang lakad, ginagamit nyo yun. Ngayon, itong operation na to ginamit nyo ulit. But of course, ang presumption mo, alam ni ng opisyal mo. Ang immediate officer mo is the chief of police. Oh, Epe. Oh, malinaw. It was being used not only in this operation. It was used in the previous operation. Tapos hindi mo alam? You're not familiar? Whatever. And inventory and everything, you don't have to check. Kailan ka ba umupo doon as chief of police? Hindi, kailan ka ba umupo doon as chief of police? 2022? Oh, Kailan nangyari yun? Naka-right 2023 na. Anong buwan? Tama yung ano yun? May 28, 2023. 24. Oh, epe. More than 2 years. So, hindi mo alam? Yung isasakyan doon na pula? Eh, ilang beses na pala nila ginagamit? What kind of officer you are? Wala yung mga nangyari doon sa opisina mo, sa UR mo. Now, ang worst is, was operation, kung anong narrative nila, yun ang ginamit mo. Unless, sasabihin ni Perez, sabihin ni Macaraig, that you're part of that narrative. Perez, yung chief of police ba, bahagi doon sa report niya, post-report niya, tsaka yung ang ginamit niya.
So, sir, bali kami-kami lang po. Ano, regarding sa athlete, sir.
Kayo lang.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a lawyer? May lawyer ba kayo nung maganda na pinabit niyo?
Wala po, sir.
Kayo lang. Si Karandang saan? Karandang. O yung mapilabit to ninyo, kayo lang.
Sir, assist po na, galit po ng lawyer, sir.
Ikaw, yung sa'yo. Yes, sir. Yung iba, ikaw, Perez.
Tinutukoy ko pong athlete, sir.
Yung sa una, Karandang, mayroon kayo? So, Your Honor. No, so kayo lang. Yes, Your Honor. Makaraig, maliban doon sa sa sinong hepe mo talaga? Direct na principal mo, sino? Siya na mismo. Wala kang commission officer na official. So, diretso ka kay Lintang. So, ang gusto ko lang i-correct because like Colonel Lintang is kept on denying that he knows that the red car is being used and it is under the custody of your station. Now, Makaraig, ulit, nung ginamit nyo yung pulang sasakyan, at that time, kinausap po ba si Epe that he will use the car? No. Chavez, ikaw nag-drive, di ba? So, nung planning stage, nandiyan ka na. O so, si Makaraig ang nagpaplano. Head ng planning nyo. O so, sinabi niya na gamitin yung pulang sasakyan. So, decision niya lang na kung ano lang available na car, pwede gamitin ka. Kahit impounded. Yun yung palakaran doon. Ganun ba? Ganun ba Makaraig, Chavez? O, pero, and you are doing it with the past several operation na. Ginagamit yun. Kaya lang mga lakad. Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, as of now, I will give a benefit of the doubt to Lieutenant Colonel Lintag with regards to his knowledge about that red car. But at the very least, ano problema sa hindi niya alam kung anong nangyayari sa stasyon niya. Yeah. Lumalakad yung mga personnel niya na hindi niya alam. Okay. So, Chairman, anyway, still, nakahang pa rin si Chairman yung question of those, not only those 6, kasi Karandang, i-out mo na yan, wala sa plano yan. Now, yung 6, nakahang pa rin si Chairman kung sino ba talaga ang iba pag-involve doon sa planning at the same time sa post-operation report. Yung narrative na ginawa nila. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.